I'm gonna adjust it as we get going here. Hello, everyone. Let's see where we need to be.
Hey, the song playing is called Connected.
Connected. All right, we got Nate Jolley on the scene.
Yo.
I'm gonna move in a little closer to you.
Yeah. I might put that on a repeat. Hold on.
Here is your water.
There we go. Okay.
Hello to everyone joining.
Yo.
Let's try to straighten up the scene here. Okay. Nate, take it away.
Do you have a clear perception of reality? Don't answer that. Just think about it. This is the Into the Stars web show. Well, podcast turned web show.
Yeah.
Where we discuss different topics from the spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical levels, right? All the four main worlds, if you will, of reality, because we have to be multifaceted beings. And as the founder of P.O.E, I believe that perception is everything. How you see something is how you're going to treat that situation, right? So our topic this week is something super simple, and I think it's going to hopefully resonate with everybody that watches. Raising your vibration and frequency, right? Tesla had a quote that said, if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of rhythm. What is it, rhythm? Rhythm, frequency, and vibration. Right. So if we think about reality from these things, from music having a lot of rhythm and it being at a certain frequency, we call those notes, right? Or how frequent you do something and what that means for your life, right? Or if we want to talk about vibration, the speed at which things move. If you move too fast, you burn out. Move too slow, you don't go anywhere, right? So these simple things that we're bringing to you is hopefully gonna, give you a little bit more peace of mind and allow you to incorporate these things into your everyday life. Super simple, and hopefully we can help you. So Calesha's bringing the topics, the homie. Appreciate you hosting us tonight.
What's up, fam? What's up? I'm trying to get the lighting right here.
Yeah, do your thing. Do your thing. We're gonna
let's turn it up a little bit. So, yes, thank you all for joining. As Nate said, we are kind of converting our podcast into a web show of sorts, just to make it more easily accessible for everyone. We're not doing this for fancy frills. We're literally just doing it to put the information out there. I also wanted to say my phone is super far away from me, so thank you guys so much for commenting. Comment where you are tuning in from so that we can try to spread the energy out as far as possible. But I cannot read the comments as we're going along. However, Nate and I will try to respond to all of your comments after we get done, okay?
We'll get there when we get there, guys.
And if you need any further assistance, please feel free to message either one of us, and we'll be happy to help you. All right. So yes, I think something that's really going to be beneficial to everyone is to just give everyone easy tips, pointers, point you in the right direction as far as how you can raise your vibration, especially in times of chaos. Let's just address the elephant in the room here. And so we can all, start to move out of that fear state of mind and more into a unity consciousness, peace, contentment, move into a space where we all actually want to be. Okay. That's right. Literally the point of all of this. So what, starting on a physical standpoint?
Yeah. I guess on the physical standpoint, we can see in our life, if we push things to the limit, right? We'll go too fast or don't have patience. Things can kind of spiral out of control. If we're not mindful of where we're spreading our energy, we can spread out too thin and also be burned out, right? Even in that same aspect, your environment is one of the most important things that you surround yourself with. Who you surround yourself with and what you guys are doing in that environment will ultimately determine what you will become.
Absolutely.
And of course we have to grow out of these environments, but the same case is still there, right? You have to move to a new environment and put yourself in a conducive environment in order to become your best version. If you stay the same, you will be the same. If you're constantly changing, you will always change.
Absolutely.
Right? So, object of motion stays in motion. Object at rest stays at rest. That's like a scientific thing or whatever, but it holds more truth than we realize. Science is nothing more than a reflection of what's already in nature. So, something to keep in mind there. That's pretty much the basis of what I feel about the physical level is just what we surround ourselves with. The people that are also in these environments as well, they can play a factor. You are the company you keep. If you're around 9 rich people, you'll be the 10th rich person. If you're around 9 poor people, you'll be the 10th poor person, so on and so forth.
Amen, okay.
Yeah, so being very mindful of your environment, both physical, well, we'll get there. But yeah.
Starting on physical.
Yeah.
Like you said, energy is everything, and science is really just, speaking from a physical standpoint, science is just our way of attempting to understand energy, how energy interacts with each other, how it interacts with its environment, how it's affected by its outside environment. What it can. Science is, and quantum physics specifically, is literally just trying to understand energy, because as a human species, we only have a very small understanding of what that is. However, scientifically, so everything that I'm going to tell you here today can 100% be scientifically proven. Please feel free to Google whatever I say, and if you feel like I'm wrong, please don't hesitate to call me out on it, okay?
Let's talk about it.
But right, let's talk about it. So from a physical standpoint, easy, simple things that you can do to raise your vibration. Drinking as much water as you possibly can. Because I can guarantee you, none of you are drinking enough water, because I probably am not either, right? Cheers. Can we cheers the water?
Cheers to water.
Cheers to water. It literally raises your vibration instantaneously, along with walking barefoot on the earth. Just there's a documentary on Amazon Prime called Amazon Prime, and it explains how literally as soon as you step foot on the earth with your bare feet, your body becomes electromagnetically charged. And specifically in the documentary, they said that it happens so fast, we do not have a human meter that can measure how quickly your body becomes charged just by making that connection with the earth. And, so many people are constantly disconnected. They can't even imagine walking barefoot outside.
Why are you walking barefoot? Put some socks on.
Okay, I literally lay on the ground at night, like all the time, several times a week at least, as much as I possibly can, because it takes energy from you, it feeds you energy. These are physical things that you can do to raise your vibration, okay? Drink as much water as you can, put your damn feet on the earth outside, even if it's for 5 seconds, you guys. Just go do it, okay? Just do it.
Do it.
Just do it. Don't think about it. Eat as many plants as you possibly can, okay? Unfortunately, the chemically processed, genetically modified food that we are eating is literally not food, okay? It's not food. You're literally eating chemicals all day, every day, okay? That includes the meat only because of the way that it's mass produced here in this country. If you want to know more about that, I will go into that later. I can literally do a 2-hour live about the mass production of meat, the mass production of chicken, eggs, milk, dairy of all kinds. So it's not that meat and dairy are really that bad for you. However, the way that we're mass producing those things here in this country means that it is bad for you, okay? So just eat as many plants as possible. If you're going to eat meat once a day.
Moderation.
Moderation.
Is the name of the game.
It's easy, you guys. We're trying to make it easy for you. Some more things on a physical level. Spend as much time with your... Oh, good. Good, we're good. Internet connection was a little floozy there. Spend time with your pets. Spend time with your children. Just removing yourself from all the thoughts and emotions that you're constantly feeling, because when you're constantly feeling, you're constantly manifesting. And if you are feeling negative, you're manifesting negative. If you're feeling positive, you're manifesting positive. So if you're feeling positive, stay there as long as possible. If you're feeling negative, do whatever you can to pull yourself out of that space, okay? Even if that means moving into a space of just being neutral. You don't have to be happy all the time, but at least just be neutral. So pull yourself out of the thoughts and out of the emotions completely. All of these things are going to raise your vibration like super quick, okay?
Yep.
Let me just see. I think there was one more thing. Breath work is on like every level.
Yeah, breath work is super important. It's
Take as many deep breaths as you possibly can. So that's on a physical level, spiritual, mental, emotional, for every reason. Every time that you think about it, just stop and take a deep breath. And just do it 2 or 3 times over before you get out of the car, when you get in the shower, when you wake up, before you go to bed. Every time you think about it, just do it.
Three deep breaths. Listen, y'all, it's this simple. Literally 3 deep breaths will completely change your vibration, whatever it is you're going through. If you're finding yourself super excited and you feel like you don't want to put too much energy in a situation, you just stop. Deep breath. Breathe from the stomach. You're like, oh, okay, we good.
You're going to breathe all the way down, you guys, as deeply as you possibly can, and then exhale slowly and with control. 3 times.
3 times.
And tell me that you don't feel it.
You will literally feel the difference. If you have, anxiety, which this society tends to do that a lot of the times, right?
So scientifically, what you're doing when you do that is activating the vagus nerve, which deactivates the fight or flight or the stress hormone. Once you deactivate that fight or flight stress hormone, that allows your body to move back into a point of homeostasis, which is where we want to be all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the science behind how that works. Okay,
Yeah.
just do your deep breaths, drink your water, eat your plants. Come on.
And exercise when you can. Even in exercise, you have to take deep breaths before you,
Absolutely.
do what it do, and that also
stretch your body.
Exercising actually releases. I can't recall, but I think the same endorphins that meditation does.
And another reason is because when you exercise, what do you have to do? Breathe a lot and really deeply. Just like when you're meditating, you're breathing. When you're exercising, you're breathing. When you're doing yoga, you're breathing.
When you have an
Go
idea
for a walk
that you
and just breathe.
It's something so simple, but when you expound upon it, it is at the basis of everything we do. You got to be breathing to do anything. So.
It is so simple, but I think people in our society really feel like they have to be thinking about something all the time. I need to be feeling something all the time. Okay, I'm not thinking about something right now. Okay, what do I need to be doing? What do I need to be feeling? Sometimes you don't need to be doing anything but just be, and that's it. And it feels so good to just let yourself be, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day, okay? One other thing I had on here, art, okay? Any type of art. Do your music, do your painting, do your drawing, your writing, your reading, your anything, okay? Like, go scribble on the walls, or just, I don't even know. Art of any kind, poetry, dancing is a form of art. Yoga can be considered art. Exactly. There's, any type of art expressing yourself creatively is going to raise your vibration instantaneously.
I heard a quote that said, I was actually hiking on a mountain. Cool chick I was with. And she said that we saw a rock on the side as we were walking up the mountain, and it said, "Art is alive, nothing is real."
Oh, yes.
So,
cheers. Art is alive.
Listen,
art is alive.
Art has its own
a
life.
living, breathing, vibrational frequency completely of its own. Last thing was just be really cautious of how much stress and drama you are consuming through your friends, through the media, through news, social media, through your own research, your own self-absorption in everything that's going on. Be very conscious of everything that you're consuming. Physically, meaning your food, everything that you're drinking, your water, obviously drugs and alcohol, hey, okay, and all the drama, okay? Stop consuming so much drama, even if it's, I'm not going to watch the news just for today, okay? I'm not going to pick up the phone call just for today.
I'm not going to scroll my phone just today.
Just doing those things a little bit at a time. Set very small goals for yourself, and that will, this is all a process. It's not like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to wake up, I'm only going to drink water, I'm only going to eat plants, I'm going to do yoga all day, read, write. That's not how it happens, you guys. Like, set realistic goals for yourself. Don't set yourself up for failure. Set yourself up for success, okay?
There you go.
All right, so I think that's all I had on a physical level.
Yeah,
There's so much going on a physical level
yeah.
right now, so yeah.
That there are other situations happening as we're even talking about this, right? But
Absolutely.
we got to keep it pushing. we're here to bring you this. So here we are.
My unmatching socks.
Nah, you'll be all right. So more so on emotion level, I think she started to talk about it. If you're in a positive mood, the ultimate vibration is, of course, love, joy, things like that. If you're able to stay in a loving and joyous mood for as long as possible,
Absolutely.
That's great. You know what I mean? But of course, we are creatures of change, flow and tide, coming and going, rhythm, etc. So naturally, we're going to have our periods where we don't feel as joyous or as loving, and it's up to. I love the idea of alchemy, right? Where we're just we're always constantly transmuting the bad things into good things, and sometimes people like to think we don't have another side to us, so sometimes we gotta poke them a little bit, let them know what's going on, that we are indeed sovereign beings and sourcing from, but I think the key is just, like I said, transmuting and keeping that loving mood, because at the end of the day, even if it's dark or whatever, it's out of love. It's just a different perspective on love because of your own experience.
That's
right? So
That's right.
On emotional level, do things that you actually like. Like, listen, man, I know we gotta grind, you feel me? We gotta make sure Susie and Bob and all of them straight. We got the, the car and I feel you, we here, you know what I mean? And work for what you need and what you want as well. But when you do what you love, it doesn't necessarily feel like work. So focus on things that you love to do, and that can kind of go for physical and emotional as well. Because if you're not into it, you're not going to do it.
Yep.
But if you love it, if you have an appreciation for the process or what you're actually creating, then of course, naturally, you're going to do it anyway. You're going to be driven to do it because you love it. So other than that, I think really it's kind of the basis of the emotional level. If you got any other,
speaking directly to what you were saying, this goes perfectly because we do all of these things on a physical level in order to help ourselves be in an emotional state that we desire to be in, okay? So when you're doing these, physical acts for yourself, connecting with the earth, eating plants, drinking water, meditating, art, dance, whatever, when you're doing all of these things, it is allowing energy to move through you. So that stagnant energy that lives within our systems, when you do your art, you're allowing that energy to move. When you're dancing, you're allowing that energy to move. When you're getting into that flow state is what a lot of athletes even
in the
call
zone.
it. When you're getting in the zone, that's right. You're allowing that energy to move through you instead of just remaining stagnant, which is another reason it's so good to connect to the earth, because the earth will take your heavy energy. She's so happy to take it for you, and instantaneously will revitalize you with the energy that's really going to help balance you out. That's grounding, okay? So all of those physical things affect us on an emotional level, because we're doing these physical things in order to feel emotionally more like we desire to feel on a day-to-day basis, right? So the analogy that I wrote down is all that stagnant energy, all the emotions that you're refusing to express, etc., etc. Think of it as like a river that's flowing, okay? But the river is full of trash. Trash bags, shit everywhere, okay?
Cans.
Blocking the flow of all the energy that's trying to flow through. And as you do these physical acts to put yourself in a more desired emotional state, you're clearing the trash and clearing the blockages and clearing all this shit out of the river and allowing that energy to flow through you much more freely. Was just something that I wrote down that you could kind of equate it to, so.
Yeah. And yeah, guys, it's definitely a process transmuting your emotions. I am an emotional person, so naturally, it's it's its own ride for sure. But
spiritual people are connected to their emotions, okay? Don't get it twisted.
Oh yeah, we feel.
Don't get it twisted.
We feel.
Please.
And also, to give you a little bit more incentive to even continue to work on your emotions, right? Nothing will manifest for you if there's not an emotion behind it. Absolutely. The things that we remember are based on the emotional attachment we had to these memories. Like, you remember all the really good stuff and you remember all the really bad stuff. But the things that happened in between, the devil is in the details.
That's right.
Right? The things you don't remember, it's because you didn't have an emotional feeling when those things happened. But, you know, you riding your bike for the first time, or, you know what I'm saying, you with old girl for the, you know, whatever, all that stuff. You have emotional attachment, therefore it stays in your memory, it's imprinted in your DNA. That is what imprints to you, right? So by having your certain thoughts move in a different direction towards something you love, you're able to then manifest that for yourself. Because you're like, man, I really feel like, you're moving with the emotion and you're driven. And the universe operates on emotion, like feeling. There's just something about mastering your emotions that allows you to manifest, right? So,
but of course, it's all connected, because that kind of what you're saying moves into how the emotional is directly connected to the mental. Because, you know, a lot of people think of manifestation as, oh, okay, well, if I just think about what I want all day long, it'll just appear. No. Your thoughts create the emotions that you're feeling. If you're feeling anxiety, if you're feeling depressed, it's because of the thoughts that you're having. If you think, okay, we're going to be rich here in about 2.5 years, for sure. You put the emotion behind that, as in knowing that what I'm saying and thinking is true. The emotion is what drives you to that destination.
Or belief.
Yes.
You know?
The thought is the car. The emotion is the gas. The emotion is what moves you forward. So if the emotion is moving you in a destination that you do not want to go, pull that bitch over. Okay, we can just decide to go nowhere, feel nothing, and think nothing, because that's better than moving in a direction that you do not want to go.
Exactly.
The emotion of knowing that what I'm saying is true, everything that I want is coming to me, abundance is flowing toward me effortlessly. The emotion of knowing all of those things is what creates it. It's the emotion that creates it, not the thought.
There you go.
For sure. But
now,
it's also connected, so it's hard to separate.
It's definitely hard to separate these things, because I believe everything is connected. Absolutely. We just forgot it's connected. Yes. So we're learning how it's connected.
We're trying to explain how all of these things are so connected.
Exactly. So even with thought, right, it is also a way to, like, repetitive thoughts, right, will defeat you, because you're experiencing the same things, same emotions, same actions over and over and over. So therefore, you're going to stay in that same space. When you decide to have new thoughts, new ideas, put yourself in situations to think different things, you're able to grow, right?
You have to create new habits, you guys. New habits. Trash one of your old habits that's dragging you down, and pick up a new habit that's going to help you, even if it is, I'm going to go for a walk for 5 minutes every day. It can be that simple, you guys. Don't set these unrealistic expectations for yourself. Start small. Just start anywhere.
And literally anywhere.
Start by drinking more water right now. Like, that's it, you know.
Change any patterns. If you're in a pattern is, it keeps repeating, right? So you want new things to happen, develop new patterns, develop new thought patterns. The thought is like the seed of your manifestation, right? So you want to plant doo-doo seeds, or you want your seeds to grow.
Amen.
Right, so...
we can log off with that. No,
I mean, you know what I mean?
So true.
Yeah.
So true.
And because your mind, if you will, is sort of a camera, it imprints what you think you're experiencing in your reality. What you watch is very important of that. It's not only just what you do or how you feel, but it's also what you see in your reality. You always see violence and drama and all kind of anything. The internet is a wild place. If you're watching all these things all the time, what do you think you're going to manifest in your life?
That's right.
Right? So it's definitely surround yourself. I mean, nature's the best teacher. Like, nature just is. Nature don't do nothing. It just grow the way it do. You know what I mean? I have a quote, if more people acted like bridges and trees, we would have peace. A bridge lets things cross, you know what I'm saying? A tree, you know how trees vibe, right? And then they both have solid foundations, because if they're not there, then that particular object cannot progress in its life cycle, right? So plant strong roots with your thoughts. Like, learn how to bridge the gap with other people with your thoughts, right? Don't be trapped in your ways, because most of the people that are trapped in their ways are like that for the rest of their life, right? So,
and just you saying all that was giving me so much, because just a little small fact about trees. They literally live off of each other. They transmute energy to each other, water to each other. damn sunlight, oxygen. Okay, what we know about trees is literally the tip of the iceberg as to what they really are and what they really do. So just like the trees of the earth, we are also connected. We live off of each other. We thrive off of each other.
We are relationship
one
creatures.
Would not exist without the other. If you weren't there listening, I would not be here talking. If that makes sense to whoever's out there. But just, to end on a spiritual note, I just think it's important for us to remember that even in these times of chaos, when so many of us are feeling so energetically overwhelmed and out of control and, what is the word for it? We're so unsure, right?
Fear of the unknown.
Doing these physical acts, these emotional acts is and like Nate was saying, creating new habits for yourself is what's going to help you shift your energy and it be sustainable, okay? Anyone can shift their energy for a day, but do you want to shift your energy for a lifetime? Do you want to start to truly progress, or do you want to keep living in the same cycles that you've been living in? The choice is always yours.
Yeah.
If you're here listening to this information and you've made it this far, then obviously you're hearing this for a reason. And this is your confirmation that you need to do what your spirit is telling you to do and stop wasting time, because, we get to make that choice every day. When I wake up, am I going to do the same things I did yesterday? If you felt amazing yesterday, then do all those things again. But if you didn't, then you need to wake up today and start to create new habits for yourself, because the habits and the repetitive actions are what reprograms your subconscious mind, which is, over 50% of what's actually creating our reality.
Right. Spirit is quantum mechanics, quantum physics, what have you. Like I said, science is only a mirror of what already exists in nature. Quantum is simply that.
Yes.
So we know that anything that we think doesn't necessarily come from us. Even Tupac has a quote. He says, when he goes in a booth, it's not him rapping, it's his ancestors, dead homies, if you will, talking to him through the music, right? Even...
Get out of my house. Give him the quote from earlier, too.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, good.
But even then, people who practice hoodoo or witches, or even those who use the left-handed side of spirituality, right? They're literally using the power of those that have come before. They're just misusing it. It's not what you use. It's not what you have. It's how you use it, right? If you have the ability to talk to your ancestors and use it to bring enlightenment to those who are here, how is that bad? But if you're using the power of your ancestors to manipulate people that you have here, then that's a problem, right? So all of these ideas originate somewhere beyond what we can see with our physical senses. We are not just physical beings. We're not just emotional or mental. We are multi-dimensional beings, right? So as such, raising our vibration, we have to do it from all dimensions of ourselves, right? We have to get more in touch with our spirit and our higher self. We have to then translate that into thoughts and new patterns and new feelings, maybe perhaps even clear some old traumas and stories and things like that that have happened in your life, and allow you to, develop these new habits, become that person that you think you are. KRS-One, he has a little book series or whatever it's called, lecture. It's called The Power of Future. And he has this exercise where you pretend that you and yourself are talking to your younger self at a different age. So, example, I'm 25. I would be, God, in my mind's eye, watching over my 15-year-old self, making sure they don't make the wrong decisions. Yeah. And by doing this exercise, one, you're healing traumas because, you've made some mistakes in the past, and that, somehow, some way you made it through, and here you are, right? Maybe that's what happened because time is its own thing. We're not even going to go that deep.
You literally alter the past by doing that.
Exactly. Because you're then transforming that into something new and creating new experience and be able to be your higher self. So by doing that to your younger self, the older version of you is actually going to do the same thing. So by watching my 15-year-old self, my 35-year-old self is going to be watching over me, making sure I make the best decisions for my highest and best good. And this is just a small exercise. I thought that was really cool, really interesting. to say that spirituality to me is the foundation of everything that we experience in this reality. The unseen is what unseen. Hold on, what's the quote? It's unseen forces. Unseen forces move physical objects. It's something
Dark
like
matter literally makes up 99% of our universe. So everything that you can see, hear, feel, taste, touch is 1% of what's actually here.
So
that's proven by quantum physics. So,
which is a mirror of spirituality. So so it's diving into that 99% that we're able to then get the guidance that we need for our life, right? So it's definitely a process. It's not going to be easy. You have to be very secure and sovereign in yourself to be able to go into the unknown so confidently. But when you do, it's
I'm going to say one more thing before you finish.
Yeah.
Just as he's saying, so many people have this confused real quick. Dark energy is not bad, you guys. Okay? So many people are like, oh, I have to remove the dark energy. The dark energy is...
the ego.
Yo, everything is dark energy, okay? Everything that makes up our universe is held together by the dark matter or the dark energy.
What you cannot see with the physical.
I don't think you guys are really understanding what that really means. So I'm gonna give him the Alan Watts quote.
Okay.
Alan Watts said, at the end of this theatrical play that we call life, right? The hero of the play and the villain of the play step out together, hand in hand. They bow in front of the crowd as everyone cheers and applauds because the crowd knows that this light energy and dark energy are just playing a role that they chose to play before they came here. That one cannot exist without the other. There is no hero of the story if there is no villain. There's no villain of the story if there's no hero. So this light and dark energy, if there was no dark energy, you would cease to be, So just try to change your perception of what that really is.
Exactly. That's it. That's all. And it's all how you look at it.
That's all I got for you guys today. Nate's going to close it out for you. With the reading, yes.
Yeah, I got a general reading for you guys.
Okay,
to
great.
kind of go on your point of not being afraid of the darkness.
Great.
In the second Matrix movie, The Matrix Reloaded, the Oracle is talking to, it's the scene with the Smiths, right? When Neo fights all of the Smiths, excuse me. And right before that happens, he's talking to the Oracle, and they have a conversation. And she says this, I think 2 times in the scene. She says, and even with certain readers, right, we're not telling you something that you don't already know. We're just confirming it for you, right?
Amen.
We are only a reflection of what is going on in your subconscious mind. You needed to see this, so we're here, right? She said, you've already made the choice. You're just here to understand why you made the choice. And isn't that the question we always ask, like, why this, why that? And Spirit just like, yo, stop and just do the thing, right? But we're always like, why? So whatever you may have on your mind as I start pulling cards and shuffling and things like that, you've already made the decision. You're just here to understand why you made that particular decision, right? So I'm going to get to shuffling. Calesha's burning a little bit of sage in the building. We try to keep the energy right up in here.
If you shared this live, we certainly appreciate it. We'll be going through at the end to see everyone that shared. So enjoy your general reading, you guys.
Yep. I'm not going to keep you guys here too long. We don't want to stay here longer than maybe 30 to 45 minutes. So I'm only going to pull like 3 cards. If this resonates, of course, feel free to contact Calesha or myself. She does readings as well. We'll be alternating each week with the reading. So I'm doing the reading this week, then Calesha will come up to you guys next week. I'm going to pull one more card for the kosher. So we have, I got to get up and show y'all, camera kind of far away. So we have the Queen of Clubs. This is actually the card of the day. Then we have the 10 of Diamonds. And then we have the 6 of Clubs. So clubs represent your sword, suit, and tarot. And diamonds represent the pentacle, suit, and tarot. So this will be the 10 of Pentacles. This will kind of be like the Queen of Swords. And this will be like the 6 of Swords, right? All of this is telling me that, as you begin to speak your own truth, these things, like what you want, will actually manifest for you. It's not necessarily easy being directed up front with people, especially when there is a lot of emotion behind it, right? We all have very strong thoughts that we feel about certain things, and sometimes it's difficult to share that. But listen, this is the throat chakra. Let me wet my throat chakra. Hold on. By expressing your truth and realizing what that truth is for you, whatever that looks like, you know what I mean? Whether you're, transitioning jobs or meeting new people or realizing things about the people that are around you, right? We all want to manifest our desired reality. Everyone wants the same thing, regardless of, the means in which they do that, the choices that they make, right? We all want to eat good, live good, have a family, and do what we want.
We all trying to get to the same place.
We trying to get to the same place. Her fiance, right?
Yes.
Her fiance lied. We were talking the other night, and he was talking about even regardless of how media makes it seem, as far as us going to the Capitol and protesting and things of that nature. However it may seem, like we're still fighting the same thing, which is an oppressive government.
That's right.
The beliefs, we can debate that all day because different people.
Don't listen
opinions
to
are like
last
assholes.
podcast.
Everybody has one. You know what I mean? But we're all looking for the same thing, to live in a better world. So if we remember that, all the other stuff becomes arbitrary. Like, listen, man, you believe what you want to believe. If you want to do this, we can. If not, cool. You know what I mean? And discernment is also a key as well. You know what I mean? I wanted to say that earlier when we were going through the topics, but with any of the things that you do, please discern whether you should be doing them. Like,
discipline, discernment.
Discipline and discernment is key. And those are really the themes for this year. We ain't going to get too far into that.
Do the damn thing.
Other than that, guys, as long as you know your truth, speak your truth, you will get everything that you need. Sometimes the truth is tough to swallow, right? Doesn't mean it necessarily
all
easy. Do not mean that you gonna like it. Listen, Spirit did hit me with some hard truths all the time, all day, every day. But by accepting those truths, acceptance is key as well, right?
That's right.
You then can use those tools to create the best reality for yourself and everyone around you.
It's the only way.
So other than that, guys, we're going to go ahead and sign off. I appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, you can find me and Calesha on Facebook. If you like the reading, please feel free to share, comment, whatever, and we can, get you guys a free session as well. Free 5-minute session, nothing too long, nothing too strenuous, and we'll be alternating, like I said, each week.
Yes.
So before I go, guys, just remember that you are love. You are everything, and everything is you. Peace.